first time waking up at like 5 in the morning in the hospital is really scary when you just blacked out. It's just not a fun place to be. Like, there's a bunch of sick people, other kids that are way too drunk around you, and you just don't want to be there.
My first year here, I came to school in the middle of a very serious eating disorder, and I struggled with that for most of the year.
The overall challenge for me was definitely adjusting to college life, and it was figuring out, can I go smoke some weed with my friends, or should I actually go write this paper that's due tomorrow? These are the assignments I have, but they're not due. Like, I have so much downtime, I have so much free time, like, what am I gonna go do? It was actually the first day of school, but for me, because no one else was there, because I got off a trek. And I was like, oh, I'm nervous, like, oh no, like, how am I gonna interact with people, how am I gonna fit in? And I just decided to smoke some weed in my room, really stupidly. And yeah, RA just came knocking, and police came in, and it wasn't too fun.
I came from a background predominantly Black and Latino neighborhood, and then coming here to a all predominantly white college, I was in culture shock. So just coming here in culture shock, I was sick, homesick, cried almost every night my first semester. Just went into like a depression because I was kind of like, I felt out of place.
At some point, one of my floor mates just saw that I was a little under the weather and called the RAs, who then called DVM Rescue, and I was taken to the hospital and then brought to detox. And this is all before like 10:30 in the evening, my first night of college.
They told me the first time I was really close, or I was pretty close to losing my life. They withdrew me from all my classes, like, no question, and to have like all your classes, all that work, because I made it through, I think, like 2/3 of the semester, and to have all that just gone, like nothing, is just an awful feeling. Your family, when you get suspended, does not take it lightheartedly at all. Like, it's not even so much that they're angry at you, it's just the sheer disappointment.
Also, it was very difficult to do things socially because a lot of social events revolve around food. So in some ways, I didn't meet that many people my first year of school, and I was basically isolating myself from everyone. I didn't want to confide in the few friends I had that I was struggling because I was scared they would leave. I wasn't getting any joy out of my classes. I was studying things that today I love and I have a lot of passion about, but it wasn't a very exciting time.
You go through the judicial system, and you gotta write the paper, and you gotta go see the guy, and it's not fun.
I failed my first course, my first semester of sophomore year, which was devastating, I must say, because I've never failed a course ever in my life. I wasn't used to this. I was kind of depressed again, all over again. So I was just like, okay, I just failed one course. Maybe I should try studying a little bit more. So then second semester of sophomore year, I took more business courses, and that's when I failed 2 courses.
I returned back to my dorm and just wearing my boxers and a t-shirt that the hospital gave me, so that was just kind of embarrassing, so you could say that was a consequence. But more aptly, I guess you could say, going through the process of seeing different people, being asked to see an alcohol counselor, being asked if there's a history of alcoholism in your family. So that was kind of discouraging. It was also expensive. A ride to the hospital and the UVM ambulance is going to run you about $500. So, I mean, the consequences were, it is what it is. You screw up and you have to kind of face the music afterwards.
Friends were definitely helpful. You just kind of have to find like that good group of friends that like really are your friends, and they know to look out for you, and like you'll watch their back and they'll watch yours, as opposed to the ones that just kind of want to get drunk and don't really care what happens to you.
I finally told my friends at school, and they didn't shun me. They felt so guilty that they didn't know and that they couldn't help, and they told me they wished they could have helped if they had known. Also using resources on campus, whether that's, for you it's Hillel or the Catholic Center or whatever. For me it was LGBTQ services. A huge part of my recovery has been coming out as a lesbian, and I've really tried to get involved with that community, and everyone over there is so welcoming, and really utilizing what UVM has to offer is a really good thing for people to do.
It's definitely a risk kind of management thing when you have a lot of downtime that you have no clue what to do with. Like, walk to Al's French fries. It takes a really long time and it's so delicious. It's a great use of like a 3-hour break.
Basically, after a while, I felt like I can't do this by myself or on my own. I definitely reached out to staff. So I looked into the Learning Co-op and TRIO. And I basically, from there, I was offered lessons for accounting. And I was hooked with Adnan, who, he's a tutor. There's a bunch of them, they're great. They know their stuff, they're prepared, they know their material. I must say it helped. I felt more confident.
I'm thinking, I'm hoping to go to law school, so I kind of found activities that pertain to adjudication and stuff, which will help me kind of figure out whether or not that's the stuff I want to do. Like I worked with, when I was in the dorms, the PA Judicial Board, which hears like low-end drinking and smoking cases, and now I work with the Academic Integrity Council, which hears cases about plagiarism and cheating and stuff. So yeah, getting involved is just a good way to expend your energy, and I mean, what I look at it is, you come here, you pay a huge amount of money to get a piece of paper at the end, but while you're here, you're also allowed to develop a second piece of paper, which is your resume.
It's just good to like talk to somebody about like what challenges you're facing, what's stressing you out, because in college there's a lot of stress. Like, it's insane, not just from classes but from other people, like wanting to get drunk when you have something important to do the next day, and like you just don't have time to hang out, and that's all you really want to do. But it's like hard to kind of organize your time, and talking with the counseling center like really helps you like put everything into focus.
There's a student organization that's going into its second year called Active Minds, which works to promote mental health on campus, and we do a lot of work around, we have a huge thing coming up this fall for suicide awareness. We're working with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention last February, and we'll do it again this year. Huge events for National Eating Disorder Awareness Week. I think it's really important to get everyone involved in talking about it, because everyone deals with stress and anxiety to some extent, and everyone can learn and benefit from having a conversation about this.
My little bit of advice is to definitely find a staff member or someone who's around that you can connect to, that you feel like can understand you, and just, grab them and hang on, because that's a great resource.
I took a course where they could teach you how to take exams. I took a course where they could help you relax and how to fight anxiety when taking an exam. TRIO was definitely a big factor in my life. So just basically TRIO, Learning Co-op, Alana helped, the staff, my advisor.
I mean, I would always start with your RA. They're most direct. If you're having any kind of problem, they're not going to go around and whisper to other people the type of stuff that you're going through. And if you're not comfortable with the RA, you can go to your ARD or RD. Those are people that are directly living where you're living. And then if you're not comfortable there, you can kind of just move up the ladder. You can go to the Dean of Students office. You can go to CSES. You can grab a professor. These resources may seem hidden to you, but to people that have been here and who are at the university, they know how to deal with this kind of stuff. You pump 12,000 kids through this institution every 4 years. UVM's probably seen it all, and your problem probably isn't the first time that's happened. So if you want to let a problem get bigger and bigger, it's really just not worth it, I don't think. No problem, nothing's too embarrassing.